Hi folks, and welcome back to some more Grand Tactician Civil War. It's time for the first of two big reorganizations. This is the first one where we're just going to tidy up the huge mismatch of units that we've got thrown into all the forces all over the place. We're going to get them into some proper division structures so we can command them properly. Now that all the forces have appeared on the map, all the troops have mustered, it's time to get them better organized, and also time to get some new recruits put into the ranks as well. So this is the first of two big reorganizations. The second one's going to come later in the game when we can unlock the army and corps structure. Then we can really make some changes and put some top people in charge. Some of them might be you if you perform well enough, so let's jump in, see how you do. Okay, few things just to look at. First off, you'll see I ordered a depot built here at Nashville. There's already one there. One thing that you often don't see on the map is that these don't always appear as you're scrolling around, so we now got two depots, but it doesn't matter. I think the effects stack. Better to upgrade one, I suspect. But anyway, it's done. There's no point stopping it. So we can see now that we've put our troops in all the armies throughout the states into proper division orders. So people are in, well, a bit better. Actually, we've got a division there with just one brigade in. That's kind of pointless. I'm just going to switch that infantry regiment over to Hindman's division. And then B.R. Johnson. Bushrod Johnson, well, he'll be available. Do you know we've got another one there? Is that really worth it? 3 brigades? Well, actually, do you know what it might be? Let's have Breckenridge, because he's a decent commander. 2 brigades. That gives us a bit more flexibility in positioning our troops. This humongous cavalry division here, this will get split up. But for the moment, I'm leaving it as it is. A lot of these guys aren't quite at full strength. And this stupidly sized artillery division, we've got some artillery reorganization to do, but we need, in the policies, I think, to pick that. It's either in here or it's in the projects. I think it might be in there under military, actually. If we look down there, we've probably got one. Somewhere down there, we'll find it about reorganizing artillery. Anyway, I'm sure it's there. We'll locate it. We'll get it sorted out. So the forces in Missouri, the only ones that we haven't had a real reorganization, but we're waiting for these two to gather up. This is going to be an interesting situation here when these two meet. We've got Grant retreating with the Army of the Mississippi, going to meet poor old McCulloch here retreating with the Western Army. They're going to form one Army of Missouri over at Rolla with Price's men when they get there. We'll see who's going to be in charge. I think it's probably McCulloch. I think he's the better commander. So we'll see what happens when they arrive there. Should be interesting. At Cairo, we've got Leonidas Polk sitting pretty steady at the moment with nearly 10,000 men. I have no real interest in pushing up at the moment because that would leave this very vulnerable. There's a chance he might get cut off there, actually, if the fleets move down and stop him recrossing, but we'll worry about that later. He'll get out somewhere. I'm sure he will, slippery devil that he is. Meanwhile, we should get these guys moved over into... Let's make that command. Let's move them into Bowling Green, Kentucky. Let's go and make sure that that is secured for the Confederacy. And we'll just leave some forces scouting on the side. These smaller armies, we will combine them into one of the forces at some point. Don't worry. Now then, we're going to show you a big reorganization over here. We go to the Army of the Potomac and the Army of the Shenandoah. These are two... I mean, they're great when these forces are working independently, but I want them together because there's a big risk coming. So what we're going to do is go into this and we click transfer and we pick the Army of... Actually, on this side, we'll go Army of the Shenandoah. And all we need to do is drag his divisions. This is going to free up Johnson. But Johnson's the better commander. I should say this. Johnson is the better commander of the two. We've got Beauregard and Johnson. Beauregard's much more famous because he was in charge of the force, of course, that fired the first shots at Fort Sumter back in April. And, of course, he was nominally in command at the Battle of Manassas. I think Johnson outranked him, but Johnson let him. But Beauregard was there first, and Johnson arrived later. So I think he let Beauregard command the battle. Anyway, we're going to free up Johnson, and we're going to get all these forces. All we do is we just drag them over like this. Whoop! Hang on, we just need to go. Just get him back on the screen. Can we do that, please, game? There we go. Move Bonham's brigade over, and Gregg's brigade over. And finally, I need to make a division out of this because otherwise, yeah, they're all Johnson's men. So we'll quickly make a division. Bushrod Johnson is an infantryman, so we'll replace him with an artilleryman. Who have we got? We've got now these are actually volunteers or politically assigned officers. Brigadier General Roswell S. Ripley. Let's find an actual artillery officer. I've never heard of this guy. Now, this mod does put a lot of historical officers into the game. Oh, there we go. Stephen D. Ramsey. He's pretty good. Let's assign him. Now, they don't have to be run by artillery generals or specialists. It doesn't matter. All it does is, I think it gives them a slight bonus to placing the guns. I don't think it'll make much difference. And you will find that... Let's transfer. He's got nothing, right? Yeah, so that's going to disappear. And that division, when we move them over, will appear as a... We'll see... The artillery divisions look huge, by the way, in this, don't they? Ridiculously huge. Yeah, don't worry. When we get artillery reorganization, we're going to halve the number of batteries by merging them together. Maybe more. So then it'll look proper. Good and proper. Right then, click transfer. Do we click that? Or is that done? I think that's done, right? Click done. That army's gone because it's just commanders. This army, they are not going to be there immediately. It's going to take a few days to march, but they're only a day away. So we should be properly intact, and that's going to put Beauregard at 43,000 men when the rest arrive. That's how the game works. You can see it reading over on the left there. I like this. I think it's a really good way of doing things. So that's some of the big reorganization that we've done. The next, however, is to get some decent training armies on the go. And if we head down to Richmond, we'll see that I've actually got General Lee down here in charge of a force of these guys. And do you know what we're also going to do? Now, these are good for stationing behind the lines for training. We'll move them where they're needed afterwards, after they've got tied up and sorted out, and maybe a few reinforcements as well. But if we look at Lee, he's got great stats. Now, he wasn't... I don't think he was that famous at this time of the war. He definitely becomes famous later. Good initiative. Administration, this is the one that we need for training. Now, Johnson would be better in this role, actually, freeing up Lee for a job elsewhere. But we'll switch them around later. What we also want to do is get some armies up there, like Huger's men. Do you know what? I think what we might do is put them with Magruder and let them go and besiege Fort Monroe. I think that would be a great idea. So let's do that. Get it on transfer. And we're looking for the one under Huger. Where is he? Floyd, Crittenden. There's loads of little forces all over the place, actually. There he is. There he is. So what we're going to do is drag his divisions over. And then Magruder, you're going to see a Markgfl in there somewhere. I'm sure I'm in one of these. I can't remember where I am. There I am. There I am. There's me in there. We'll take a look at that in a minute. There he is. Markgfl. What a fantastic figure, eh? Right, so us guys are going to go and besiege Fort Monroe and have a go at that. So click transfer, and then you'll see the Department of Norfolk has gone. So in the same way, I'm just going to move up the Department of South Carolina. I'm going to tidy these up a bit, folks. We'll cut back in a moment, and you'll see what I've done. So that's going to leave us about 11,000 men with Lee training up in Richmond. That's a good start. What we also need to do is create a brand new army. We're going to create it in Tennessee. So if we go to armies, and we go this one, recruit a new army. Here we go. We choose the state. It's going to appear in Tennessee. We don't control exactly where it comes. It's not going to be under Huger. Obviously not, because he's not that great. Now, historically, Albert S. Johnson was put in command at Tennessee. He was a notable man, but perhaps his cunning should have been a bit higher. Predictable? I don't think this is a fair rating, predictable, because he actually led a huge surprise attack at the Battle of Shiloh that wasn't predicted by the North at all. So, anyway, yeah, we'll assign him because he's quite good and he's got some good administration. Actually, Johnson would be better. Yeah, we'll put Joseph E. Johnson over here, actually. He's going to be better for the job that we're doing. And it's going to be a case of recruiting some new units over here. So let's add a group. Let's get rid of... He's an artilleryman. We're not going to put artillery into this because we've got batteries all over the place at the moment. So we're going to concentrate on the infantry to start with. This is how we create new units. Do we have a good Brigadier General? Cadmius, well, Wilcox is okay. We've got some options. Those that are in red, we can't assign. Oh, because they're wounded. Ah, well, that's a good reason why we can't assign them then. This guy looks a bit like Elon Musk, don't you think? James H. McBride? I think we need to look into Musk's background, actually. That looks very, very familiar. Who have we got? He's pretty good. Brigadier General Rains. Yeah, mostly 2 stars. Let's assign him. And let's create some new infantry units under him. So what I'm going to do is create these guys from the west. We can see the volunteers that are available. This is awesome, by the way. So do bear in mind that these volunteers are also needed to fill the ranks of current units. So we're not going to drain these completely, sadly. So we're going to go for an infantry brigade of 3,000. We can play with the uniform. This is a nice touch. I like this. If we want to make people from Alabama look different, then we can change the colors. I mean, that looks... Yeah, why not? I like things to stand out. Let's recruit that. And then we'll go for another one. We'll change the commanders in a minute. I should have done that straight away, actually. Alabama's a fairly western... If this randomized every time, I think that'll be awesome. Recruit. So, he's actually... Is he any good? He's actually not bad. I will leave him in charge. And Bushrod Johnson is also pretty good. Let's take... Do I like 3 divisions or 3 brigades? Actually, 2 brigades is pretty good. Confederates, I think, generally did go a bit bigger, but then their brigades got worn down over time. So over in the west, I'll leave some more Alabamians. Oh, Kentucky. We should definitely have some Kentuckians, but there are some of these guys recruiting. Let's change the uniform. I don't know. What would look right for Kentucky? We seem to be going for just like brown and grey at the moment. That'll do. Something a bit different. I like the beard. That's a solid beard. Okay, and S. Jones. Is he any good? He's not bad. So, okay, once again, now you've seen how I recruit units. We're going to cut forward. I'm going to do a little bit. And these guys are going to start forming up and then training in place. And we can assign them to whatever army we need across the western side of the Confederate States as required. All right, so here we go. We've recruited an Army of the West under Brigadier General James H. Trappier. It's just a single division at the moment. That's going to move to Fort Smith, and it's going to form that division, prepare it, and maybe build a depot or something. Oh, it's got a depot. Well, it's going to be support for these guys, and when they're trained, they can actually be transferred up to the Missouri State Guard or whatever this army then becomes later on. We've also got the Second Army, or the Training Army, we're going to call it, forming. It's going to go to Nashville. It's currently en route over here. As I say, we don't get to say where the armies are formed, but there's Johnson with 18,000 men moving to Nashville, allowing Hardee with 14,000? Okay, less than I thought, to move up into Kentucky. And we're doing that around the Confederacy. We've got it in Richmond as well. So we've got 3 theatre armies building up reserves so the front armies can fight. Now, let's also go and have a look at the weapons, because there are more things that we need to buy. If we have a look, if we get rid of, well, show the orders placed, but there's actually orders available, I think, is what we need to do. We need to buy everything. We just need to buy everything. So it's going to take a long time, but that's going to take nearly a year. Okay, 32 pieces. I think, now someone said in the comments, I don't know if this is correct, that when you put an order like this, I think it used to be you had to wait until that time was up, and then at that point, all would arrive all at once. But that's, someone said now that these like drip in over the course of this time, which is better. So we're going to order everything because we are going to need James rifles. We're going to need cavalry weapons, so let's make sure we've got some of these ordered. 5,000. I'm happy for those to drip in. And the Whitworth rifle. Now, these are going to be an expensive one. That's going to take like a year to get 5,000 of those. We don't need that many. 2,000 pieces. Plus extras for replacements. Okay, let's order it. And then I don't really want the Colt revolving rifle because I don't think these are great. But we're going to order some so we've got some cavalry weapons coming in. It's something better than nothing. And then we're ordering the Plains rifle. Now, these are out of date. These are obsolete. However, I feel like I should put some in. Let's put an order in for just 1,000. And then we've got stuff in reserve. There we go. So that's everything. I've got all the artillery ordered. Now let's hit the time and see what actually happens. I'm expecting a fight over here, but our guys... Oh. Now, that's what... See this important information? This is the mod putting this in. It's a reminder about army organization. I'll tell you guys what that is now because I checked it out. We go into policies. What we need to do is research... Is it this one? Yeah, the Army Reorganization and First Conscription Act. We need to aim for that. That will allow us to form armies and corps, which fight together a lot more effectively. So there's that in mind. So we're going to have to get military 2. But first off, we're going to try and get the 3-year military act so that our troops stay around for longer. Right then, and as soon as Magruder is ready, as soon as his men have turned up, we're going to march down on Fort Monroe and see if we can besiege that place. So we should have actually got everything transferred out the way, little pockets of men that were just hanging around the Confederacy doing not much. They were, of course, needed to guard the coast because this was a serious problem. You know, the Union could and did attack and invade all over the place. We need to be inflicting more damage to this fort. We've lost 33 casualties to their 2, but we are slowly grinding it down. Let's hope that's going to be successful. And I don't like unsuccessful sieges. They take a long time and just have a bad result. Not good for morale. So the Missouri State Guard is on the retreat. That's fine. The Western Army will come and meet them, and we'll get those guys together there. Meanwhile, the Indian Army is also coming to form. They're not in such a bad state, and I feel like I could have another go, but we will pull back, and we will sort that out later. All right, let's speed things up and see what happens. It's over in Missouri I'm most concerned. Oh, there's something kicking off over here. What have we got coming down on us? What is this? The Department of Ohio. Give us a strength gauge? No? Do we have nothing on this one? 15,000 men. Oh, but only 8,000 currently present. That means that the North's recruited and those guys are not ready to fight. Meanwhile, we have 5,000. Do we stand and fight? I mean, they're going to be worn out from moving, so we could chance that. We'll fight a delaying action and we will retreat out of the state if we need to. Meanwhile, now this is suggesting that we've not got supply over here. It could be because they're blocked off. Having moved across over there, I think perhaps the best bet is just to withdraw back to here, because I think supplies are an issue. I don't see any great advantage from holding that place, to be quite honest, unfortunately now. What if I give you an order to move to there now? Are you going to do it? No movement possible in hostile territory. This isn't hostile territory. This is home ground Missouri. I think that's because the readiness, when it goes so low, if that does actually class... Oh, it does class as hostile territory because they control most of the state. Okay. So they're going to need a rest when they get there. That's a shame. We have a fight kicking off. Where is this? Department of Ohio is in contact with the Army of Eastern Tennessee. We are going to fight this one. Okay, it's using the Perryville map for Kentucky. I believe that was a lot further north in Kentucky. It's also got this set up as a meeting engagement. What? Okay, it seems this is as far forward as I can deploy my guys, which is fine, because this is the town of Perryville here. And I think we can actually go and occupy the high ground on this side. If that is the victory location, then this might work out well. Let's go for this. Okay, I'm going to take my cavalry. We actually have 2 lots, and let's get straight into Perryville here. We'll go straight up the road. Don't think any of you guys are involved in this fight. Let me just have a quick check over who we've got. Oh, I have 3 lots of cavalry. Okay. Do I have 3 lots? I do have 3 lots of cavalry. In that case, we should use some to just scout out. I mean, I don't think we can cross this area, so that's one of the few bridges around. They may try to cross further south and come after us. If this is going to be the crossing point, then I believe we can hold this quite nicely. I do fear, though, that we only have 1 artillery battery here, which should be, I think, on the heights overlooking the town. This looks like a nice bit of high ground up here. Let's put them up there. And we should be able to see into the town nicely. It looks like we have grabbed this place. Excellent. Perryville is taken. Where's the rest of the men? We do have infantry, right? We just had to check on that. We do. Okay, they're mixed smoothbore muskets, so these aren't going to be great. Everyone's on this one. Hopefully the enemy aren't going to be any better off in that regards. Let's form up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some skirmishers from each lot into that town. We're going to hold those buildings as best we can. Let's just pull the cavalry back out now, because we kind of need to just keep an eye on this. Alright, now let's just wait and see what the Union plan on doing. We actually have 2 batteries. Excellent. Okay. Some of our guys are in good cover here. Let's go and plan our position over there. Looks like both guys are over there. Okay. Now then, can we see any smoke, dust, noise coming down the road? We think it was coming this way. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Do you see the dust? Dust about there. They're coming down this road. They're coming to... Oh. Okay. Okay, they have to cross there. That's fine. I wonder if I should put the infantry in this. Have we occupied these positions? We have occupied these positions. Oh, I think... Can we get a whole brigade in there? No, that's a shame. That's a shame. Let's pull the cavalry back into reserve. And just have something on that flank over there. What have we seen? Banks has withdrawn. My scouts report the division of Banks has marched away from the battle with approximately 100 men, 50 cavalry and 5 guns heading north. Is that one of their guys? We don't have a Banks, do we? I don't think we have a Banks. I hope we don't have a Banks. Okay, here we go. Right, there's cavalry heading for across here. Oh God, can they actually cross there? If they can cross there, then I may be in trouble. There's infantry Oh, okay, they've gone round and found that they can't get across there. So this should be a cakewalk. There's just a load of enemy cavalry coming. The skirmishers open up at them, and they can't ford the river. Wonderful. I'm going to move the other brigade up closer in support of this. This is a great start. The guns have opened up. The enemy are stuck. Now let's see what the AI is actually like at this. This is an unusual situation. We've got cavalry protecting the guns to the north and giving us vision. Meanwhile, these lot... Oh, we've got some infantry that might try it on. We need to make sure that we're actually... Can I get a bit closer and protect that bridge? There we go. That's what we want to do. Let's see if they're going to try it on. Just a minor victory at the moment. 2 brigades of infantry. If they wish to push through there, that might not be very good for us. Let's just line these other guys up. Colonel Joel A. Battle. What's the unit? Doesn't tell me the unit name there. Well, there's some skirmishers trying it on. For the moment... Oh, we do see the enemy artillery. 12-pounder iron Napoleons. Everyone, open fire at that. What are you shooting at? Oh, it's okay. That's his headquarters. That shows me who's commanding him. That's okay. I was a little bit worried there that I suddenly thought that we had a weakness there, that something was patrolling up down on this flank. Okay, how's the infantry doing? I think the artillery... hopefully going to do some good work. They're in range to shoot the other guns. That is quite the battle line that the enemy has pulled up. There's no benefit in us to try and... If I had something with some better carbines or longer range rifles, I could go and start a fire across the stream up here, the river. But I daren't do that because we are outnumbered. Oh, and also these guys are all set to engage on cold steel, so let me just... Sometimes you want that on and sometimes you don't, but I prefer to opt in rather than opt out of it. See if you can nail that cavalry regiment over there. Infantry versus cavalry, it should be. Can you get close enough to actually fight? I don't think they're firing in that case. Pull back. Oh wait, there was some. The houses are getting destroyed. I'm going to pull back. Let's just slow this down a little bit. I'm not sure that we're winning this. Oh my god, the whole brigade's just crumbled. Right, fall back a bit. I'm going to do it on a fall back order. Right, let's bring the cavalry up. Because it looks like it's going to be you guys now. Holding the line. Get in those houses. Get in the houses. Everything. My infantry brigades have completely fled from this. This seems like such an unlikely situation. I did not expect this. Cold steel off. Dismount. Loose order. Dismount. Loose order. Dismount. I mean, they don't have the best weapons for this, we have to admit. You should not be engaging on cold steel whilst dismounted. Can we order the cavalry to... No, we can't. Those buildings have been trashed. Okay, that brigade is going back under the weight of my cavalry. Are these guys going to... Where's my flipping headquarters commander? Right. Where's my commander option? Put him on rally. He needs to rally those men. We need those units back. And we need them back fast. Zolikoffer is demoralised. We don't want to hear that. There should be a division commander. Is that him? Okay, let's make sure... Let's just pull him back here. Looks like the cavalry's taking a pasting. Order them to fall back. Order these guys in on this flank. I mean, this isn't lost yet. Right, make sure you are set to... Where's the commander? To rally. And you... I'm going to take you off rally and come and support your men. Let's make sure he is doing the job. Rally. Don't go and rally the artillery. Go and rally these soldiers over here. That cavalry's broke. It's falling back. It seems I can't order a fallback order without the unit completely routing out of it. Maybe that's working as intended, I don't know. The gunners are trying to do their very best to... Right, just order the... Let's fire at this Ohio militia down here. I'm really surprised that the infantry broke so easily. That's the one that's really got me. We can't seem to get these guys back. I think they're gone. You are in loose order, right? Yeah, you are. They've finally managed to... Oh, there is a ford there as well. Okay, not good. Right, fall back. Fall back to the position up there. The enemy are definitely challenging us. Let's see if we can put double lots of firepower down on these guys. I don't really want to lose this area, but I mean, it seems to be... Now, they are going back properly. They are actually going backwards like that. That's how it's supposed to work. Okay, so it seems like I can't get my... Can I get anyone? No, no. Don't do that. It seems that I cannot get my commander out of here. There should be a way of selecting him. They're broken. Oh, wait, someone's unbroken. March them back in. Come on, gunners. I don't know, it's not showing me where they're shooting at, but I'm hoping it's down here. We can't see from there. Let the guys come out of the town. We'll get the cavalry back here. They actually did a good job. Colonel Basil Duke. Maybe one of the Duke brothers. From Georgia. Hazard County. Can I deploy skirmishers? I have a feeling skirmishers might be more effective. Yeah, these guys are about to go. I think we've lost our army here, folks. Yeah, it's over. It's over. We withdrew. Wow. Okay, so we took fewer casualties, which is good. And our artillery did a good job, actually, of knocking out enemy guns. So that was good. But sadly, we couldn't win. So that didn't quite go as planned. I'm disappointed with the performance of the infantry in that fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there as soon as that finishes. We'll just speed this up a little bit, because we can't control the army until the battle time effectively finishes. See, I thought we had a good position. Unfortunately, the men didn't share my opinion, unfortunately. Union morale intact. Yeah, my morale's looking a bit shaky. Don't worry, we will get revenge. What we're going to do is we're going to order Hardy to build a depot here. We need supplies going forwards. It is quite important. What's happening over... There we go, over this side. So Polk's brought his guys back. I think... Oh, I don't know if he'll get supplies up there, actually. I don't know about that. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. So, are you marching... Oh, I don't think he's going to allow me to. He's going to get there and then stop. The Missouri State Guard are going to get there and stop, and hopefully then start to recover a little bit. Okay, let's move on. Another engage... Oh, this is a big one. This is the big one. We're going to have to fight this. 43,000 men. It's pretty even. Let's jump in. So here we are then, fellas. We're fighting on the Bull Run battlefield, or first Manassas battlefield. I guess this is the second Manassas then. So it looks like we can dig in behind the stream. The enemy are going to come from that corner. They're going to come down there. So there, if we get out of HQ mode, we can see they're probably going to follow this road and come marching straight down here. So I want to be holding the bridges. They may come to the north as well, possibly to the south. But we could hold a defensive line across here and still hammer them if they try to get across the bridge. Right, we've got 43,000 men. We are outnumbered somewhat, but I feel like we have the better ground. We have a lot of artillery, which I'm going to need to position quite carefully. Where's our commander at? Okay, folks, you join us with us trying to organise a defence behind this stream in depth. We're relying on the enemy coming across these two bridges, this and the pontoon bridge here. So we're lining up artillery right behind in the hope that it's going to blast anything that tries to come over there. Now, this stream is probably not unfordable. Oh, did we see something over there? Oh, we spotted something. We spotted something. What was that? Here we go. This is the first enemy attempt to... Oh, it's cavalry as well. Excellent. Excellent. Who have we got in the line? Have we got any of you boys? We've got Colonel Pangaunt over there on the left. Okay. And Colonel A. Nava. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Open up with the artillery. Let's bring it on. So we are outnumbered on this one. I've moved some horse artillery over onto this flank so we can see what's coming. But I'm happy to withdraw this behind our lines over here. We've got cavalry holding this hill. We've got these guys who are ready to duke it out in a fight. And then we've got another cavalry division over here. Let's move them up so we get vision over what's going on, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that side. Lots of reserves. We've got loads of infantry reserves all over the place, which we will bring up. I dare say we should probably have these guys up near the centre under Major General Earl Van Dorn. Over on this side we've got both cavalry and some infantry when it turns up. The Bartow's brigade over there. Thomas Jackson. Okay, they're just covering this flank in case anything does try to come around. You can see our artillery would be most vulnerable if that was the case, but we have that's quite the firepower. Let's bring these guys forward to the front slope where they can see better. Although they seem to be doing okay from back there, so maybe I should just, you know, keep my gob shut and just let these guys sort themselves out. That is a hefty artillery barrage going on right there. We have more guns down in the centre as well. Happy to let the enemy come on and try and come around this side. Let's dispatch... You've got muskets. I'm going to dispatch some guys to go and just sit in the woods down there on skirmish orders. Do I have any? I don't have any infantry in the middle. Just Van Dorn's brigade. Or division, I should say. Over on this side. We should have some more guys over here. Here we go. We do have a brigade or two over here. We have Longstreet's brigade. And I've pushed A.P. Hill's brigade forwards into this angle here. Okay, I think you need to retreat. Before you're broken. Okay, they got driven off by enemy artillery. Not good. Not good. Okay. Let's put the Tigers into a more defensive position up there. And then we've got Julian's brigade behind in reserve. Let's make sure the artillery is where it can get some good vision. Alright, so there's a... Wait! What? No. I'm going to have to remember that. Okay. Although that wouldn't have been a bad idea for them to mount up and come charging out there, to be quite honest. Give them a volley. Mount up. And charge. Because they're not going to be ready for this. They've advanced too far forwards. I'm just using cavalry over here just to spot this flank. There they go. That should absolutely mince the enemy artillery, which was in the process. It looks like it's in the process of surrendering, actually. I can't order them. I can't order them to charge anymore there. That's a shame. Okay, let's go and take a look at the other flank. I'll just put my horsemen back into position. Why can we not... Oh, we can? We can. Let's get that on. So this flank is vulnerable to being turned. We don't have a huge amount of firepower over here. I do have cavalry over here, though. Armed with the Burnside carbine. Excellent. Let's put these chaps. Colonel Burton II. Colonel KGB. You can see some of you guys in here. Okay, let's bring the cavalry up because I think you guys are going to see some action pretty quickly here. Thomas Jackson we should see those guys off. What do I have in the way of reserves on this flank? I have a division over there. No artillery. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to actually dismount you guys. Put you into loose order. You guys have better... Well... The Burnside carbine should absolutely marmalize them. I'm not quite sure. Did the South have access to the Burnside carbine this early in the war? It would be from captured weapons, I would assume. Give them a volley. The artillery on this flank should be turning. I don't know if you can even see. Let's make sure we've got some guns on here that are bothering to look this direction. Excellent. That should be a good exchange over there. Meanwhile, let's move these chaps forward. I think we can go in. Colonel, KGB. Let's see if this is going to be a successful charge. We're going to spot this one. We've gone in. I mean, mounted versus dismounted cavalry, it should be... I'm not going to say it should be a straightforward win, but, I mean, it should be a win. So let me keep an eye on what's going on elsewhere. That's okay. Good work, fellas. Give them another charge. This is why we have cavalry. That's massively risky, but let's go. I think our guys are probably going to pull back from that. I'm sending the rest in as well. I mean, it is very, very risky. Advance. And get the Stonewall Brigade in on that. We can actually cause quite the losses over there. I just want to make sure my cavalry over here is not getting nailed by artillery fire. No, it isn't. Okay, come back to the woods. That's fine. This is a defensive position known as the Turtle. Right, I didn't see this. We've been well and truly outflanked here. This is why we need reserves. So let's march up this direction. I think both my cavalrymen have... I don't know what they're doing. Advance. Whose is this division over here? This is Greg's division. Meanwhile, there's some cavalry with Sharp's carbines trying to... And successfully as well, trying to fend these guys off. But dismount, loose order. Sharp's carbines are a decent weapon. Nothing special, but decent. I think what we're going to do is we're going to march some reserves over from this side. Let's bring Longstreet over. He can replace Van Dorn over there. With his he's only got 2 brigades. This guy's doing a good job so far. Are we crippling this division? This force, whatever this is? Right, you've got smoothbore muskets. Charge! They're looking weak. We don't know what the enemy are equipped with. But the smoothbore musket is actually... Well, in games it's often made probably too good in melee. It's assumed that they're all shooting buck and ball, which is like one solid shot plus a couple of buckshot, which was a thing, but it certainly wasn't the case that all the units would be equipped with it. Nice. So those guys are in trouble now. These are just routing all over the place. Let me bring a brigade up to try and steady the cavalry over there, who are going to have to fall back at some point. Can I order them to fall back like this, though? Fall back. It's okay. There's another brigade coming. Excellent. Bartow's brigade did a good job, but we still need to act as the artillery guard on this side. So, reform up in position. You should have been ordered over here. Meanwhile, do I see a fight? I see a whole lot of artillery coming over this. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an attempt to force the crossing. This looks awesome. What's going on over this side? They're trying to come in down there. Okay, what we need to do is bring some infantry up like this at this point. I mean, we could get them in there. Cavalry's still keeping an eye over there. It's nearly night time. Wait, which direction are these things going in? Right, 2 fresh units of cavalry. It looks like the enemy has been very keen to recruit cavalry brigades. This may be an issue with the AI again. Okay, Van Dorn's men, you need to get into position. That's not quite what I had in mind. Longstreet's men are on the move. AP Hills were at the front. Did I maybe not have enough brigades in reserve? I think the centre's going to be pretty solid, to be quite honest. Actually, can you get in there? That would be... Do you know what would be brilliant? If you guys could get in there. Like that. Like that. There. Just, that's perfect. That's perfect. We've driven those off. Just going to move these guys a bit further forward. Richard Taylor. Okay. Huge cavalry assault coming through the middle. Yeah, okay. I think this is what we're seeing. I think we're seeing a lot of AI cavalry recruitment. This is not what the game was supposed to be doing. Guys, which way are you facing? Because you're about to face a shitstorm and a half over there. Right, let's bring the Stonewall Brigade back in. I think Van Dorn's brigade are going to be able to take care of this. Can you maybe... They're trying to conform to the fences and stuff, and I don't think it's great. Okay, I've slowed the game down a bit just so I can keep control of things here, but let's move it up a bit. We've got someone about to fall back on this flank. That is... Oh, Pan's men. He's lost... Yeah, they've lost a third of their men. They're gonna go. That's to be expected. They've taken extreme losses. Some of the artillery's been driven back as well, which is not great. Okay, this is where Longstreet's men need to go. We can see it now. Longstreet's men need to be in position here, ready to plug the gap. Oh, those guys, they've gone. It was a good effort. It was a very good effort, but it's time to go. It looks like a lot of our guns have been driven off. As if the enemy are shooting through our brigades. Okay, you need to fall back. I do realise it's quite a tricky thing to do, trying to fall back under fire. That's not one of ours, right? No, that is one of ours. That's the Louisiana Tigers. Okay, we're getting smashed in the front. Quite badly. Okay, I'm going to take this brigade from here. And we're going to form up in that position there. I don't even know what these guys are shooting at anymore. Oh, it's enemy artillery over there. That's what the problem is. No, let's pull back. Let's pull back. Massed enemy artillery is giving us some sodding grief. So, will it be night time then? What's over there? Can I get my cavalry into some action over there? Maybe we can. Let's bring them out. There's some guns over there which are assigned to that cavalry division, which I should change because that makes it a little bit harder to control everything. We need some infantry on top of here. I don't think my artillery alone is going to be able to blast those guys back into the abyss. Let's order these chaps forward. If this was just a ruse, then it's worked. You'll notice I'm not bothering with skirmishers here. It's just, we're going in. I've got a whole brigade over this side. Where are Longstreet's men? Are they coming up? Here they are. Okay, let's order these chaps in here. Go and hold that position. Who are all these? We've got... Oh, we've got regulars here. Excellent. I didn't realise I had men in reserve just behind this hill. In fact, can you go at the double? It's under movement. Double time. Let's get those chaps in. They're needed. That's Home Brigade. I appear to have ordered Longstreet's men in, but that's okay. Let's get them in on the front line if we can. Holmes, you can just move over to that side. This is where we're starting to get commands a little bit intermingled. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? A mess is what's going on. Let's take Cold Steel off, and they're just marching right past, which is most bizarre. Turn that off and shoot. Yeah, this wasn't the plan over here. Jimmy Clown Shoes, come on, get on their flank. Who's in charge there? Phil McCracken. On the flank, boys, on the flank, and then we may charge in. We should be dismounted if we're going to fight like this. And if we're dismounted, we may as well be in loose order, because they're much more effective like that. Charge! I'm going to see if a flanking charge actually works on this. I'm not sure that it will. Cavalry generally didn't have a good time charging into formed infantry in the Civil War. But that was usually because the rifled muskets could cause absolute bedlam amongst them. But we're going to try it again. Edmund Kirby Smith still holding the line over there. This looks... Oh, look at the top of the screen. It looks like we've got a solid win going on here. What's this? Order that charge. Excellent. We've got some good work going on. We're going to have to really see what's happened to all the commanders after this. I think Van Dorn's division has... Yeah, let's order them forward. Go after that artillery. In fact, give me some skirmishers. Are the enemy on the retreat now? Who's that? That's Frangus's brigade. Nice. If I take the skirmishers, can I just select those? Guys, can I select them? See if you can get in there. Right then, back to the centre. What happened over here? I think it was like both sides equally retreated from that. Jimmy Clown Shoes has left the building. I don't know where he's gone. Meanwhile, on this side, this hasn't gone so bad. Okay, mount up. The McCrackens, they held. They did a good job. Wickham's men are going to go in. And hopefully force this thing to surrender. It's broken anyway, so that's great. The centre is held once again. Excellent. Colonel Narva's men did a fantastic job there. That was a tough fight. I'm not going to deny that. That was a tough fight. End of the day. Oh, hang on. This is just part one. Prepare for the next day's fighting. So they lost. Whoa, nearly 3 times as many men as us. That's awesome. But I did lose a lot of guns. Okay, continue. Quick battle. It says a victory. Does that mean it's over? I think they've withdrawn overnight. Victory at Manassas Junction, but Colonel B loses face. Let's go and see what's actually happened in there, because we may have some casualties. First off, yeah, let's go and look at that first, and then we'll go and look at the other fight that we had. Oh, they're still busy. Where was the other one? It was here, wasn't it? Was it you? No, it wasn't you. There was an army that had to retreat. Here we go. Out of Kentucky. Okay, let's hit pause and let's take a look. Rear guard action. Let's see what's happening on here then. So, the Tennessee Cavalry. Let's have a look at the commanders. And under Zollicoffer, as long as he's not being disgraced, the Knoxville Brigade was the one that got disgraced. So, unfortunately, some of the commanders in the game that the mods put in don't have portraits, which I think is a shame. I'm not seeing anyone disgraced there, but I'm sure it said somebody was. So, over much more of a concern, I guess. What's happening in Missouri? Let's have a quick check on there. You guys look in a bad state. Okay, but they're catching up. So what happened here then? We need to see the results of this fight. Let's go take a look at this. This is the important stuff. So, Van Dorn, if we have a look at the commanders first, of the division commanders, and make sure no one's disgraced out of that. Although, to be honest, they shouldn't be, because the division commanders did okay. There was a Colonel B that was disgraced, but I don't know who the hell that was. As long as people are still in position. Could it be one of these artillery units? There's a Captain Alan S. Cutts. Okay, well, he's wounded, so let's replace him with someone who's suitable for the artillery. And he's just a small unit, so anyone... There's a Major there. Major Gray. Oh, he's in disgrace. Lieutenant Henry. Okay, I should say Lieutenant Henry. This is an American army. Right, who else is knackered? Because there was a Colonel... I hope it's not one of you guys that we've put in charge somewhere. Everyone looks okay so far. Captain... Okay, he's knackered. This artillery is going to be so much easier to organise once we get the... Once we can properly... He'll do. He's good enough. Get them combined into batteries, because this is far too many to try and manage. There was a Colonel B, but I think he's... Okay. Oh, no! Domeshatten's been injured. Injured, or... Yeah, just injured. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. You will recover. I'm guessing the stats are reduced because you're wounded. Let's give you some time off. Don't worry, we'll find you again, my friend. You will come back. Captain Cabell. Let's put him in there. Are we done? Oh, it's too much artillery to manage here. I was sure it was one of these guys who was going to be disgraced, but I can't see who it was. So is there a B in any of the infantry? I don't think there is. Jimmy Clown Shoes. Still waiting for promotion there. Phil McCracken. Oh, Phil McCracken's looking good. Colonel Phil McCracken. Nicholas doing good job, but not gained any fame yet. Okay, I can't see who that was referring to. Colonel Pan did a good job. And Nava. Okay, everyone did a pretty good job there, but I cannot see who the disgraced person is. Oh no! Colonel Burton II, also injured. This is... Well, I mean, this is war. We expected such a thing. I need a colonel to put in there. I don't think there's going to be any of you guys. Colonel Lunsford Lomax, he's a good cavalry commander. He'll do. Well, I have a feeling I may have found him. There's Colonel Arnold Elzey. I don't know where the B came into it in that report. This guy has been defamed, so we're going to give him some time out and replace him with an infantry commander. I'm looking forward to the opportunities to promote some of you guys to division commanders. Then hopefully you'll get out of the line of fire to some extent. But, you know, you guys have got to earn it. When your experience allows, that's when you'll be going in. Let's see, who can put in here? We need... Oh, there's one. Who's that? That is George Pickett. Well, I think he needs to be in charge there. Is it Wouldn't that be funny if that was also a Virginia regiment that he's in charge of? Pickett's division. Oh, they're from Maryland. Okay. Yeah, maybe not. All right, folks, I think we'll wrap things up there. So, 2nd Manassas was a Confederate victory. We are trailing casualties, but the Union has been sent packing again. If we hold Manassas, it's basically the invasion route to Richmond, and it gives us a good chance of seeing off any attack. If we just fight on the defensive, I am happy to do that. We do need to watch the valley over here, so we will be putting an army into that to sort it out. I think we might be promoting maybe Stonewall Jackson. He seems to have good stats. He could lead a valley army, but that's a job for another day. Overall, we've got a minor reversal in Kentucky, but a major victory, or a larger victory, in Virginia. So far, so good.